My name is Chen Yuan, a PhD student from Zhejiang University. Today, I will introduce our work, PrivGraph, Differentially Private Graph Data Publication by Exploiting Community Information. This is our joint work of Zhejiang University, Stanford, and CISPA. The presentation includes 5 sections: background, problem definition, method, evaluation, and conclusion. To begin, I would like to introduce some background knowledge. Nowadays, we are currently living in an area of big data. The data organizations often connect and analyze user data, such as browsing history and communication records, to enhance user experiences, provide better recommendations, and more. However, this also creates privacy risks, and in recent years, there have been a lot of privacy accidents. As a result, many countries have introduced laws and regulations to protect individuals' privacy. Next, I will introduce our problem definition. In real life, many scenarios can be represented by graphs, and the graphs of our graph and the edges in the graph often contain user-sensitive information, such as social contacts, vote networks, email communication, and so forth. If this true graph data is published without protection, there will be severe privacy problem. The attackers can analyze the data and find the correlation between the graph data and the people's daily activities. In this way, sensitive information like friends' condition, religious belief will leak. The analysis of graph data is necessary to various kinds of tasks, and even new tasks come out day by day. Differential privacy technology, which is regarded as a golden standard in the privacy community, is commonly used in data protection. It ensures that two neighboring datasets output similar results, and HDP is often used to protect the edges in the graph data. For HDP, the original graph and its neighboring graphs differ by at most one edge. It can ensure that the existence of any edge in the graph has a limited impact on the output. The difference between privacy protection for graph data and many other data studied by former researchers is that the tasks in the former researchers are specific and limited in number. If we apply DP to these tasks, we need to spend privacy budget on each task, with the number of tasks increasing and the new tasks coming out. The spending of privacy budget will go beyond control. Thus, we change the protection policy to data synthesis. Our goal is to synthesize a graph under HDP while ensuring high utility. We choose to use the original dataset to build a synthetic dataset under DP protection. In this case, other computing of tasks can be considered as post-processing, which will not consume privacy budget. Above is the problem definition. Next, I will introduce our proposed method, PrivGraph. Our approach is based on the intuition that edges within our graph can be divided into communities, where the edges within the communities are densely connected, where those edges between communities are sparse. Perturbing each edge in the adjacency matrix can cause excessive noise, where encoding the entire graph into nth degree distribution could result in information loss in the graph structure. Therefore, we propose to use communities as the granularity of encoding. The workflow of PrivGraph is divided into 3 phases. The first phase is community division, and the second phase is information extraction. The third phase is graph reconstruction. These 3 phases work together to reduce noise while ensuring calculation efficiency and utility. Next, I will describe the process of PrivGraph in detail. The first phase of PrivGraph is community division. Initially, the original graph is randomly divided into several communities. The nodes within the same community are then merged into a supernode, forming a weighted graph. The weights within the supernode are the sum of the degrees of the nodes, while the weights between the supernodes are the number of edges between them. These weights are then perturbed to satisfy differential privacy, and our community detection algorithm, Yuan, is used to obtain preliminary community division results. However, since the nodes are randomly divided at the beginning, this can introduce some errors. To correct these errors, we use an exponential mechanism to fine-tune the preliminary division results. In this way, the first phase of community division results can be obtained. The second phase of PrivGraph is information extraction. Based on the previous community division, we adopt different granularities to extract helpful information from intra- and inter-community edges. Since there are more edges within the community and fewer between them, we choose to extract degree information for intra-community edges. And for inter-community edges, we extract the total number of edges between communities. To satisfy HDP, Laplace noise is added, and post-processing is performed to ensure the non-negativity of the number of edges. The third phase is graph reconstruction. Here, we reconstruct the edges within and between communities based on the extracted information. For the edges within communities, we reconstruct them based on the extracted degree information. And for the edges between communities, we use a randomized connection approach. By merging all the reconstruction results, we obtain the final synthesized graph. The above is the method section. Next, I will present the experimental evaluation. The experimental evaluation of PrivGraph was conducted on several datasets of different types and scales. We compare the similarity between the original graph and the generated graph from different perspectives, each aspect containing 1 or 2 metrics. We compared PrivGraph with 4 sorter methods. The performance comparison of different methods is shown in the figure. Higher is better for the first 2 metrics, and lower is better for the third metric. It can be seen that PrivGraph outperforms the other methods in most cases. However, when the privacy budget is small, the community division accuracy may be affected due to intense perturbation noise. PrivGraph also maintains good performance on several other metrics. It aggregates similar nodes in the same community, extracts intra- and inter-community information at various granularities, and uses different methods to reconstruct intra- and inter-community edges, achieving excellent performance. We also compared PrivGraph with tailored methods for specific metrics. PrivGraph achieved competitive results for the degree distribution, but not for the clustering coefficient and modularity. The reason is because clustering coefficient and modularity are published as a single value rather than a series of values. Yuan adopted in phase 1 may miss the small communities during the optimization process. Here, we compare the accuracy of community division based on Yuan and the entire process of PrivGraph. PrivGraph can compensate the shortcoming of Yuan because the information extraction and graph reconstruction processes help recover small communities. In addition, we also analyzed the impact of different parameter settings, such as privacy budget allocation and the resolution settings for community detection, and the details is shown in our paper. Finally, we can obtain the conclusion. This paper provides a deep analysis of existing works on differentially private graph synthesis and proposes a practical method, PrivGraph, to generate a synthetic graph under differential privacy. We conducted an extensive evaluation on multiple datasets and metrics to illustrate the advantage of PrivGraph. That's all. Thank you for your attention.